Hello my students, my name is Mitra. Today we will learn about project selection and prioritization. Let's talk about project selection. Project selection begins with a strategic analysis of the organization's internal and external environment, which is often called SWOT analysis. Does anybody knows what is SWOT analysis?
SWOT analysis is analysis of organization strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Bravo! The external analysis consists of asking what opportunities and threats are posed by competitors, suppliers, customers, regulatory agencies, technologies and so on. The project team has little or no control over these external elements. The next step is that the organization should then develop its guiding principles such as mission and vision statements. With the strategic analysis, mission, and vision, organization turn to setting strategic objectives, which should be means of achieving the mission and vision. Once an organization's strategic objectives are identified, they must be enforced. Some objectives may be implemented by work in ongoing operations. So guys, is it interesting so far?
Yes, I think it is very interesting topic to learn about.
Now, once the strategic planning is accomplished, the project team engages in portfolio management. Can anybody tell me what is portfolio management is?
Portfolio management aligns with organizational strategies by selecting the right projects, prioritizing work, and providing needed resources.
Bravo! This is an example of portfolio of a company, which has ongoing projects, new projects and sub-projects. To identify the potential projects, we need to understand how many resources are available, and the organization's overall capabilities. Once potential projects are identified and briefly described, they should be put through a process to determine which will be selected and what their relative priorities are, as you can see in this chart. There are series of processes that collectively are used to select, prioritize, and initiate projects begins. The rectangles represent work processes and the documents represent inputs into and deliverables out of the work processes. My students, please pay attention to the next topic. I am going to discuss the methods for selecting project. This topic is very important. The people in charge of selecting projects need to ensure overall organizational priorities are understood, agreed upon and communicated. Once this common understanding is in place, it is much easier to prioritize potential projects. There are several different methods of systematically selecting projects. The methods includes both financial and scoring models. Let's first discuss the financial models. Cost-benefit analysis is a financial analysis tool used to determine the benefits provided by a project against its cost. These models compare expected project costs to expected project benefits. Several models can be used in making project selection decisions. These are the various financial models for project selection. Net present value model is the most widely accepted model. When using net present value, the analyst first discounts the expected future value of both the project costs and benefits. Then the analyst subtracts the stream of discounted project costs from the stream of discounted project benefits. If the net present value is positive, then the organization can expect to make money from the project. Higher net present values predict higher profits. The next model is benefit-cost ratio. In benefit-cost ratio model, the ratio is obtained by dividing the cash flow by the initial cash outflow. A ratio above 1 means the project expects to make profit. Third is internal rate of return. In this model, the analyst calculates the percentage return expected on the project investments. A ratio above the current cost of capital is considered positive. The fourth financial model is payback period. In this, analyst calculates how many years would be required to pay back the initial project investments. Shorter payback periods are more desirable. Financial models are useful in ensuring that selected projects make sense from a cost and return perspective. Several models have weaknesses that need to be understood before they are used. However, None of the financial models ensure alignment with an organization's strategic goals. They are useful but is normally not enough. We learned about the financial models, now we are going to learn how to use scoring models. In addition to ensuring that selected project makes sense financially, other criteria often need to be considered. Scoring model helps to select and prioritize potential projects. The scoring model starts with identifying potential criteria. This criteria should include how well each potential project fits with the organization's strategic planning. Next is determining mandatory criteria. Here the team agrees on a list of criteria that are important. The next step is to determine whether any of the criteria are mandatory. The team then proceeds with weighting the criteria. Here is a good example of the matrix, which shows how the criteria is weighted according to the preferences. The scoring model then moves further with the evaluation of projects based on criteria. The scoring model also includes sensitive analysis, which examines what would happen to the decision if factors affecting it were to change. Selection criteria may be added or altered according to the factors influencing the decision. Once all projects have been selected, they will need to be prioritized. The decision makers will need to determine which ones will get assigned resources and be scheduled to begin first. If a company selects a number of projects for a year, it cannot expect to start all of them at the same time. Here the scoring models becomes handy in providing input into the starting order of projects. When we have prioritized the projects, we have to allocate resources to the projects such as money, space, sponsors, project managers. The discussion we had till now was pertaining to internal projects. Now we are going to discuss about securing projects which are external. External projects are the projects for which external resources are hired to execute the project. For identifying potential project opportunities, contractors need to look externally. They should have representatives at trade shows, professional conferences, and anywhere. Information on the intentions of potential customers and competitors may surface. Contractor companies should also practice customer relationship for creating personal contacts. The contractor company should then determine which opportunities to pursue by using the methods for selecting projects. After determining the opportunities to be pursued, the company then have to prepare and submit a project proposal. Once all proposals have been delivered and evaluated, the client company may elect to either award the project or enter into negotiations with one or more potential contractors. So my students, to summarize, today we learned about the strategic planning process, portfolio management, methods for selecting projects, how to prioritize and resource projects, and procedure for securing projects. I hope that you have good understanding of this chapter. Thank you all for being such a lovely students.
Thank you Miss Mitra for the great lecture. We understood the chapter very well. Thank you so much again.